Dear friends, nowadays, there are many guides on YouTube about how to hatch black soldier fly eggs, ranging from simple to complex, which makes many beginners who intend to raise black soldier fly larvae feel confused and unsure which method to choose. Many people try one method after another, wasting time and effort, and even failing several times, leading to discouragement and giving up. After many years of practical experience continuously experimenting, optimizing, and successfully applying, today I would like to share with you the simplest and most effective way to hatch black soldier fly eggs that we are using every day. This method is easy to do, low cost, has a stable hatching rate, and is extremely suitable for both beginners and those raising on a large scale. To start the process of hatching eggs and raising black soldier fly larvae with the highest efficiency, you need to prepare carefully both the tools and materials. First, choose a sturdy plastic tray with dimensions of about 40 by 60 centimeters and a height of 15 centimeters. This size is ideal because it is wide enough to hold about 2 kilograms of feed along with a moderate amount of larvae, making it easy for you to observe, move, and control moisture without feeling cramped. Regarding the main materials, you need to prepare 2 kilograms of fine chicken feed or pig feed intended for poultry or young pigs. Absolutely do not use cattle feed or floating pellets for fish, because these two types are very difficult for young larvae to digest, leading to slow growth or mass death. In addition, there are black soldier fly eggs, which you can produce yourself from a maintained fly colony or purchase from reputable facilities to ensure quality. Once you have the eggs in hand, the handling method will differ slightly depending on the source. If you buy pre-packaged eggs, you just need to place the egg box in a cool, well-ventilated place, away from direct sunlight, and wait for the correct hatching day according to the supplier's instructions. However, if you produce the eggs yourself, gently put all the eggs into a plastic jar or box with a lid. At this time, mix in a small amount of dry feed to absorb excess moisture, preventing the eggs from becoming moldy or clumping. On the lid of the box, cut a fairly large ventilation hole so that air can circulate freely, helping the eggs not to suffocate and hatch evenly. After putting the eggs into the jar, place the jar in a location with a stable temperature between 25 and 32 degrees Celsius. This is the most ideal temperature range for black soldier fly eggs to hatch quickly and healthily. Under these conditions, the eggs will begin to hatch in large numbers after only 2 to 3 days. If the temperature is higher than 32 degrees Celsius, the eggs are very easily damaged, turning black and forming hard lumps that cannot be saved. On the contrary, if the temperature is below 25 degrees Celsius, the hatching time will extend to 5 to 7 days, and when the temperature drops below 20 degrees Celsius, the eggs will almost certainly be completely damaged and will not hatch, no matter how long you wait. After the waiting period, you need to carefully check whether the eggs have hatched completely. The simplest way is to gently shake the egg jar. If you feel the small larvae moving and wriggling slightly inside, the eggs have started to hatch. However, to be 100% sure that the eggs have hatched evenly and completely, you must observe carefully. When the entire egg mass becomes fluffy, loose, and no longer sticks together in large hard lumps, then it can be considered fully hatched. If there are still a few large lumps, you should patiently wait another 1 to 2 days before moving to the next step, because late hatching larvae can still develop normally if cared for properly. When the larvae have all hatched, you should immediately prepare the feed so they do not go hungry. Accurately weigh 2 kilograms of chicken feed or pig feed. Then slowly add about 2 liters of clean water and mix thoroughly by hand until the mixture reaches the right moisture level. The actual amount of water needs to be flexibly adjusted depending on the type of feed, because each type has different water absorption and moisture retention abilities. This is the part that requires the most practical experience. After performing it many times, you should build your own standard ratio formula between feed and water. For example, 2 kilograms of feed requires how many liters of water, and always measure and weigh carefully each time. Absolutely avoid doing it by feeling, because if the mixture is too wet, the larvae can easily suffocate and die. And if it is too dry, they will have difficulty moving and eating, leading to a very high loss rate. After you have a uniform feed mixture, gently and evenly spread the hatched larvae over the entire surface of the tray. This even spreading is extremely important because it helps the larvae access the feed quickly, reducing crowding, hunger, or death due to lack of oxygen. This is a valuable experience summarized after thousands of successful egg hatching attempts. Next, place the tray in a cool, well-ventilated place, away from direct sunlight, and maintain the temperature between 28 and 32 degrees Celsius so that the larvae develop strongly. Throughout the rearing process, you need to monitor the condition of the larvae at least 1 to 2 times per day. If you see many larvae crawling up the sides of the tray or leaving the tray, that is a clear sign that the feed is too moist. At this time, you must remember and reduce the amount of water in the following batches. For example, from 2.5 liters down to 2.4 liters or less. Conversely, if the larvae move slowly, concentrate in more moist areas, and the feed is still dry and hard, you need to add a little more water. The ultimate goal is to find your own golden formula for each type of feed you are using. When the water-to-feed ratio is perfectly suitable, the larvae will eat very vigorously, grow quickly and uniformly. Note that if you switch to a different type of feed, you will have to experiment again from the beginning, because the water absorption characteristics of each type of feed are completely different. With the prepared 2 kilograms of feed, after about 4 to 5 days, the larvae will have almost completely consumed the feed. At this point, they have grown larger, become stronger, and are ready to be transferred to a larger rearing environment with more space and abundant feed. You can pour all the larvae along with any remaining feed, if any, into larger trays or industrial rearing tanks. In the large-scale rearing stage, you continue to feed them daily with the familiar feed plus water mixture, while maintaining stable moisture and warm temperature. About 10 to 12 days after transferring to the large-scale stage, that is, a total of about 14 to 17 days from when the eggs hatched, the larvae will reach mature size, with plump bodies, light yellow or light brown color, and begin to show signs of wanting to move out to pupate. This is the ideal time to harvest. When you see the larvae starting to crawl up the sides of the tray, or gathering in one corner and moving strongly toward the light or the edge of the tray, you can begin harvesting. The simplest and most effective harvesting method is to use a sieve or mesh with holes just large enough for the larvae to crawl through. Pour the mixture of larvae and frass, the remaining organic fertilizer, onto the sieve, shake gently, or let the larvae crawl out on their own. The clean larvae will fall into the tray below, while the frass and leftover feed will remain on the sieve. You can harvest in multiple batches over several days to obtain the maximum number of mature larvae. After harvesting, the larvae can be used immediately as feed for chickens, ducks, fish, pigs, or sold fresh or dried. The remaining organic frass is an extremely good fertilizer for plants, rich in nutrients and odorless. The entire process from egg hatching to harvest usually takes about 14 to 20 days, depending on temperature and care quality. If done with the correct technique, the survival rate can reach over 90%, bringing high and stable productivity to your black soldier fly farming model.